Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kerrion Show. I am your host, LaCarrie Jackson, and this is a platform where we talk about life, legacy, and leadership. You know, life has a way of just coming in and disrupting our plans sometimes. And it really matters how we continue to carry on, even through life's disruptions. And so that's what this platform is all about. It's about real conversations. It's real talk with real people who have been through real things in life. Like your story matters. And this is what this platform is here for. It is to elevate those stories. It is to amplify your voices. And so with that being said, I am super excited about today's guest. When I tell you this is a jewel right here, someone who I have known since she was a younger version of herself. And I am so proud of the young woman that she has evolved into. So let's get with it. Courtney.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Courtney. Oh my gosh, like you're really here.
Yes.
I
Super
see.
excited.
Yeah. And I see you every week
Mhm.
because we attend the same church and we're in worship together.
Yes.
And besides that, Courtney, we've been rocking for, some years now, especially when you were a teen.
Mhm.
And so I'm just super excited to have you here and to have this conversation
Yes.
because I think that you have evolved into an incredible young lady.
Thank you so very
So
much.
now, mind you, don't cry because I
I
left the
know.
I left the Kleenex out there. So we're gonna jump into today's discussion, which is all about evolving and how there are different versions of us, right? And we have to remember that the seasons of preparation are
Yes.
not. It's not a bad season. It's
Mm.
not a bad thing, but there's a bigger plan that's in mind, and
Yes.
that bigger plan is always a greater plan, and it always embraces what we've prepared for. So let's get into it. I do want the viewers to just know about Courtney, or let's start here.
Okay.
Who is Courtney Dismuke at her core?
Mm.
Like,
Such a good question. Courtney Dismuke at the core, definitely God-fearing. I'm a leader, outspoken. I love to take challenges, risk. Um, I don't fit in any box. I've
Yeah.
never fit in the box too well. I always, in a good way, I always challenge the parameters to do more or to be innovative. Um, the personal side of things, I am my friend's confidant. I'm a very good listening ear. Um, I mean, I hate to say I'm the mother of the group, but that's what they call them. So I am the mother of the group. Always have been since elementary school,
Wow.
middle school, when I became a mother, high school, and even in our Glow Team ministry at the church.
Yeah.
I'm not the youngest anymore. We have some
Okay.
people that join, but I'm still the mother of the group with people older than me in the group.
So you're still Mama Courtney.
Everywhere I go.
Or Mother Courtney or Mama Sita
all of
Courtney.
all of the above. My mom calls me grand for like 100 grand, like over the top.
Okay.
But my sister
Okay.
reinvented the nickname and she calls me grand, short for granny, because she says I act up. Yes. So
Wait a minute, hold up. Granny?
that is what she was like. Oh, it was never 100 grand for me. It was always grand because you're a grandma.
Oh my gosh.
Grandma.
That is
Love it down.
hilarious. Probably she may maybe she's saying you have an old soul, like
Yes.
a really mature soul. So
Yes. And
let's
she comes to me for guidance, and she's 13 years
hey,
older than me.
hey,
So
hey,
granted is.
exactly. She know who to go
You
to get
know?
some old wisdom from,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So no, it's so good to hear you talk about who you are at the core.
Hmm.
And what's really interesting about that is that as you discussed or helped us to understand who Courtney is at the
Yes.
core, you did not mention anything about titles as it relates to your business and what you're doing in your work, which is important. And I need for the viewers to understand this, right? Because when I'm asking or when someone asks you who you are at your core, please do not come and tell us what your titles are on your job and all these other things. But no, who are you? And that is something that we all should, think about and take seriously. And, behind all the fanfare, all the accolades that we may receive, who are we at our core? So girl, I am just, okay. So I am so impressed. Like, oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh. Okay, that's awesome. So I want to get into our discussion
Okay.
here. Let's start here. When I first met Courtney, for the viewers, when I first met her, so again, we attend the same church, and I have this I guess the best way that I could say it is I have this habit of paying attention and observing people.
Yes.
And whether it's adults or young people, but I'm able to spot and see the
Hmm.
potential in them, like potential that's buried deeply within them. And so this is what happened in the case with you. I had seen you around the church. I had seen you, like in action doing a couple of different things or
Yes.
whatnot, but I saw the potential, that like this great potential that was there. It's not that you were doing anything
Right.
wrong,
Right. Right.
but I saw this massive potential. And at that time, I was running Women Impacting the Nation,
Yes.
which was a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It was the bomb. And it was all about women coming together
Hmm.
and empowering other women.
Yes.
And it was, not just women within the USA, but it was also women on the continent of Africa and so on. And so during that time, I was the executive director for Women Impacting the Nation and needed desperately
Hmm.
an intern.
Yes.
And so, me being me, I'm just gonna, I'm not bragging, but this is definitely to, put the spotlight on God. But
Amen.
definitely, I have this, He's given me this gift of knowing how to take nothing and making it into something.
Hmm.
So I knew that I needed an intern. I
Hmm.
knew that we didn't have funding to pay for an internship. But let me tell you, I knew how to get that funding. And
Yes.
so I approached a Fortune 50 company
Hmm.
and sold to them very successfully the idea of Women Impacting a Nation bringing on an intern and why it was so important. And
Yes.
here's the impact that we can make globally if
Yes.
you, give me the funding. And so we were awarded the funding,
Hmm.
and that is how like that position was created. But
Yes.
Courtney is the person that I had in mind, because Courtney, I saw the potential in you. Like I mean, you've just always you described yourself as a leader, and I'm
Hmm.
like, that girl has always been a leader,
Yes.
even when you may not have necessarily known it.
Acknowledged it.
There you go. And acknowledged it.
Hmm.
I saw it. And so let me fast forward. So we were able to bring you on as an
Yes.
intern for Women Impacting a Nation. And shortly after we brought you on, I remember vividly
Hmm.
COVID hit.
Yes.
So for those at that time, when COVID hit, LaCarrie, was not had not been exposed to the virtual platforms like Zoom and Teams and all of that. So all the teams that I had been leading for a Fortune 50 company was in person,
Mhm.
or it was like a conference call. And that was my, experience. But as soon as we brought you on, girlfriend, COVID hit. And
Literally.
and so I will acknowledge it right now. I wasn't the best leader during COVID because I just absolutely did not, I had to wrap my arms around this whole new way of doing life, right? But the one thing that I would tell you about Courtney is this. Even when I could not necessarily um, give you the attention that you needed and to help communicate or convey a message to you
Mhm.
about projects that you were expected to carry out and to deliver, even though I could not give you the direction that you deserved, girlfriend, you knocked it out of the ballpark. And that has stuck with me since that
Oh.
time.
And she told me not to cry.
I know, I know. So I didn't even know I was going to
You're
say
right,
this,
right.
but you reminded me of me.
Look, Carrie, that's such an honor. That is such
You
an
you
honor.
reminded me of me
Amen.
and how you could be given something which may not necessarily be fully baked,
Mhm.
but you could be given something and then you make the best of it and you turn it inside out and deliver, and that's what you did. That is what you did, and you over delivered. You went above and beyond what I ever expected.
Oh.
So needless to say, oh my gosh,
Yay.
it's an honor
Yes.
to be here with you, and
Mhm.
just even thinking about your time with Women Impacting a Nation as an
Mhm.
intern. How do you like? What do you remember, or does anything stick out in your mind that may have helped you to get to the next part of your life and what we're going to talk about with you being a CEO?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let's start by saying you were the person, the stickler that was running 50 billion, literally 50 billion businesses, always in the meeting, always on the go. So when COVID did
Mhm.
hit, um, the communication impact it oh sorry, take two. The communication prompted me to learn the necessity of follow-ups. Email communication was so important at that time, and I'm a
Yes.
person that if you really don't say anything, I'm gonna just get it done, and when we talk we talk.
Yeah.
But at that time, with our scheduling and with our correspondence, it was
Yeah.
very important to follow up. And you didn't leave me hanging. I did have April. She was like, "Did you do this project? You know this project is still going. COVID doesn't stop anything." So I did have people still on me, but no one, like you said, was riding my back. It
Yeah.
was free will, and that provided an arena or an avenue for me to find my voice in corporate America that I hadn't
Yes.
had experience in. So like,
Wow.
and this is before AI. So I had to read my emails out loud to see what I need to change, to see how, and then, oh my God,
Yeah.
you don't understand how much I use please advise, and that I learned from the internship. She was like, please advise of your availability or please advise of an opportune time to. I still use this language to this day when I'm corresponding
Wow.
with clients and business partners. Yes. So
Wow.
what you think you dropped the ball on, you birthed something literally, like
Whoa.
literally. I never was a let me follow up within 24 hours. But working with Carrie, hey, I'm not gonna drop this ball. So thank you for being that role model. Thank you for being that pillar that showed the way, even just in your presence and your giving opportunity and how you
Wow.
show up for co-pastor, the church, and you're just on it. So
Oh.
Yes, thank you for being an inspiration to me
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness. Y'all, I paid her to say this. I'm telling
She
you.
did not. She did
But
not.
I know I so appreciate that,
Hmm.
and I am honored.
Yes.
I will say to you, you have said so much,
Hmm.
but I want to, and I'm talking about gems,
Okay.
okay?
Yes.
Gems for our viewers to really take to heart and to
Hmm.
listen. You said one thing that I want to really spotlight. And when you talked about follow up, the one thing, and so, again, keep in mind that the Kerrion show is about life, legacy, and leadership. Leadership is so important to me. I cannot describe to you. I love the essence of leadership. And it's not because it's, title driven. For those who know me, they know I could care less about a title. Listen, y'all, I'm working for a Fortune 50 company and don't even care about the title. I care about what I deliver for
Yes.
what God is placing on my heart to, carry out for that corporation. But when you said follow up, that
Hmm.
is the one thing that I was taught at the age of 17 when I stepped into corporate America. At the age of 17, I didn't have anyone to show me the ropes or like tell me, here's the GPS, here's the way. People did start coming alongside me because they saw something in me,
Yes.
potential, whatever. And I started to learn the ropes then
Hmm.
about the importance of follow up. But for whether it doesn't matter what age you are, but for our viewers, for those who, whether you own your own business, you are working for a nonprofit organization or an NGO, or if you're in corporate America, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do in life, it is important to follow up. And here's what I mean by that: do not be a person that says, oh, well, I sent the email. I never heard back from her. And that burns me up. It burns me up because that used to be me at the age of 17. And basically, it's an excuse. And we want to get away from excuses and evolve in our levels of leadership. And
Yes.
because of that, like, follow up, Courtney, is when I tell you is worth more than $1
It
million.
is.
And you are so right. You were the follow up queen. And that is how, and I'm just going to be honest, that is how I knew that you were ready for that assignment.
Oh, look
That
at
is
God.
that is one of the ways that I knew. Because you took the internship seriously.
Very
You
seriously.
took it seriously. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Literally, like every time LaCarrie calls me or say like I have something for you, it's like, okay, this is an opportunity. Let's get the lesson. What am I learning? I'm a student. Literally, even when you asked about the interview, I was like, what? Yes, I'm here. What do I need to do?
Oh
How do I
my
need to
gosh.
show up? What do you need? What do you need? Because like you said, you are a pillar that is willing to advise. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what walk of life. It doesn't matter where
Right.
you are. If you see something, you're like, hey, let's get this together. I'm not sugarcoat. This is what we need to do. I will never forget when we had the 100 Men Gala.
Yes.
And that was a day for me, you guys. If y'all want a sneak peek into my life, I had to get dressed in the car. Like it was a day for me. Then when I guess it was 2 events going on. So when I did get there, I went to the whole other side of
Oh,
the hotel. And
okay.
then I get to like it was like this mixer, but you all were already at the table. So when I finally realized this is just people lollygagging, let me find my table. I get to the table and I was like, look here, so sorry I apologize for my tardiness. She was like, yes, you're not representing yourself. This is bigger than you. And we went back to the table and I was like, noted. On time is late. Early
That's
is
it.
on time.
And that is that. Oh my goodness. You remember that.
Hands down. Like, and
Wow.
it wasn't rude. It was
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
very like, we're not making an issue, but this is not happening ever again. it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And then she said, you don't look like you got dressed in the car. You look beautiful.
You were stunning. That's why I was just, when you did share with me what you had to go through to get there. Now, y'all, I'm telling you, like, she knew that, okay, if I extend an invitation, because I am very purpose driven and I'm purposeful, and what I try to do, I know I'm a connector. I know this. My network is if you want to talk about somebody's wealth, my wealth is in my network, meaning that I am connected to some phenomenal people, like in the world and in ministry. And it's like I know how to bring people together, or I know how to pull people into a moment that may open up doors for them, their career, them in ministry or whatnot. And I do believe that that's a God-given gift that he's given to me. And he's not allowing me to grace these platforms alone. I share my platform with people, okay? You may not hear me bragging about the people I'm connected to, but I share my platform with others. So I'm just, Courtney, oh my God. It's like I traumatized you, but.
No, it was great. It was great. If a good trauma is a thing, sure. But no, it was great because it's no excuse. Even though, like we talked about it, I had an event that day. Everything just kind of jumbled over. But I knew it was an opportunity, and I knew it was purpose driven. And you always are looking for the lasting impact. So I knew that was not acceptable. I just knew protocol. I had to apologize, but trust and believe. I knew.
But the apology goes a long way.
Yes.
Okay. And what gets me is if a person acts as if nothing happened. No, it happened. Let's acknowledge it and let's move on, from it. So that's what I love. Now, listen, y'all, this conversation is so good to me, and we're about to jump into the next part.
Okay.
I do need to say, please click share. Click on the link, share this episode with others. And please, you know what? I don't know if you've subscribed, but if you haven't subscribed, why not? Because all you're going to get from, the Kerrion show is going to be good news. It's going to be things to inspire, things to make you think. You may walk away with a different perspective, but subscribe. Why don't you? Please encourage others to subscribe.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get into, I want to share this.
Beautiful.
I want us to support women-owned businesses for so many reasons. I mean, globally, when I looked at the numbers, I think as of last year, it was about 274 million women-owned businesses around the globe. It was definitely over 200 million. But I am super excited that you're one of them. And to be a CEO, like to go from an intern to a CEO, and I know you've done other things that's really noteworthy, but Courtney, at what point did you decide to be to own your own business? And even how did you come up with it?
Okay.
Like what?
Here's story time. Okay. Exciting news. I love to brag on the people that impact my life. So this is truly exciting. So Pastor's 60th birthday. Okay, let's go back before then.
Okay.
I had a child young. And so anytime I wanted to do a celebration, it was pretty much on me, like what decorations I was going to get or what we were going to do. I had him a carnival themed party in my mom's yard where there was different stations. Like if I wanted it, I had to be the one to execute on it because budget just wasn't there. I mean, I worked at Popeyes and went to school. So,
But let me ask you something. Popeyes, you like their biscuits? Biscuits.
The craziest thing, I think I applied to Popeyes because I never liked their food. So I wasn't going to get fat.
So you knew you wasn't going to. Oh, girl.
But then I got there.
That's strategic, y'all.
But then I got there and realized, oh, y'all, they don't have it anymore. So don't go to Popeyes looking for it. But they had these wraps where first of all, didn't know anything about blackened tenders without the breading. Found that out once I started working there. And they had these wraps where you could put like lettuce. Some people did rice and beans, like the rice and beans, but I did lettuce and cheese with the blackened, it's like a tortilla with the blackened tender.
Oh my God.
I could have got fat on those alone.
Oh my goodness. So for our global viewers, Popeyes is a fast food joint or restaurant that they serve chicken
and more chicken.
Oh, red rice and beans.
Red beans and rice. It's New Orleans based, so Cajun rice.
Yeah. Biscuits and all that good stuff. Okay.
They have good sauces. Good dipping sauces.
Okay.
I don't eat chicken. You don't eat chicken.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're vegans now.
Literally.
We're vegans.
Literally.
Oh, that's a whole nother episode, girl. Talking about the vegan life, because we talk about different.
We have so many dates that we haven't went on to these restaurants.
But you told me about Joy's Green Kitchen.
Oh,
that macaroni.
Delicious.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all, we'll get back. Okay, let's
support women.
There you go. Support women-owned businesses. But okay, so you would do Jalen's birthday parties.
My birthday parties. Friends. Like if I had an idea and so my mom allowed me to kind of be free with events before she even realized I was planning events. When we went from 8th grade to 9th grade, I said, we need a transition party, Mom. It's just going to be a movie night.
Oh my gosh.
10 to 15 kids, 150 kids showed up. It was a mess. It wasn't a mess. My mom just started having to sell the pizza because she couldn't choose who was going to get pizza. Yeah. So we had to set up a concession stand. And I think that's what I told her. Well, Mom, just ask who got $1. If not, they're just going to sit there.
Stop it. Are you
literally?
Serious? Okay.
So fast forward to Pastor's 60th birthday.
Okay.
The church was doing $60 offerings. I didn't have 60. I knew whatever pay period that was, I wasn't going to have $60 on that Sunday. So I went to April and I said, hey, April, can I decorate? Because that's what I know to do. Use my talents, right?
Yeah.
April was like, we have a decorator. Don't worry about it. Just come and enjoy it, whatever. So I know Thadra. I actually know where Pastor lives. So I was like, I'm making Pastor a balloon. I don't know. I can't say I don't know. It had to be the Holy Spirit because I'm 5 foot tall, for reference.
Okay.
I made him a 5 foot tall balloon marquee that he loves. I took it to his house. He loves so much. He wanted to put it on the mailbox for all his neighbors to see it.
That sounds just like our pastor, y'all.
And co-pastor was in her sabbatical. She calls me and says, you're too talented to work another job. I just called my tax lady. She's calling you. I paid for your LLC. Go in business.
Stop it.
This was news to LaCarrie.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. And so 4 years ago,
wow,
in June 19th, I was incorporated.
Do you know how powerful that is?
That's why I waited to tell you
on
camera.
My gosh, I had no idea. Oh my goodness. Dr. Sylvia Denise Carter or Sylvia Diane.
Diane.
Sylvia Diane Carter.
Yes.
Wow. That is incredible.
She called me and said, do not go to another job.
But isn't that, here's the thing, and hopefully our viewers can see this, that others are watching you. This is why I need for everyone to, we all have those seasons of discouragement and sometimes seasons of disappointment, but somebody is watching you and they see the talent, they see the potential, and believe you me, your time is coming. And some people may say, my time hasn't come yet, it's taking too long. Hear me when I say, timing is a beautiful thing. in between that time and that space, think about the things you could be doing to build yourself, to
Yes.
prepare, to educate yourself in whatever thing, learning how to, be a videographer, whatever it is. But this is powerful.
Yes.
And you just started doing events from that
And
point?
so at that time, I thought I was going to be like a balloon artist or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to get the timeline wrong, but you actually dropped a perfect gem into my life. When we did the virtual conference for co-pastor, when it had to be virtual. So
Mm,
we
okay.
did it on the stage. It
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah,
pink.
yes.
So we did the virtual conference, and I was just running around doing everything. I set the stage, the decorations. If we needed to get something printed, I was just like the admin assistant on set. Carrie looked at me afterwards. She said, "This is a business. People people are in business for event management. Like you just come in, do consultations, and manage." And
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I'm not a balloon artist. I'm an
Mm,
event producer."
yes.
And you didn't know that either, but you looked me in my face and was
Wow.
like, "You're really good at this."
Wow. And see, and again, this I can see things in people. Like I can see the potential. I
Mhm.
can see that. And then too, also, I don't know if you knew this, but there was like for 20 years
Mhm.
of my career in corporate America was one of the hats that I wore
Mhm.
was event planning and event producing for a Fortune 50 company. And so like I mean, I know how the rhythm works. I know, the talent that's needed.
Yes.
And I had to grow into um, the level that I'm at with event planning. But when I tell you, yeah, I mean for me to say that I saw it in you. I
Literally.
could get to see stuff like, and you're doing it.
Literally. Literally.
Wow. So I've seen Courtney's work, everyone, and I love your work. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
do work for our church
Mhm.
a lot, but also you did some work for my daughter. I saw that
Yes.
work. That was beautiful. And here's what I need for you to do. I need for you to make sure that you connect with Courtney today, like today. She's here in Atlanta. Now, wait, let me ask you this. Do you have locations outside of Atlanta yet? Have you, and if not, have you thought about it?
So it's project based. I
Okay.
did the most recent one was a farmers convention in South Carolina. I did
Wow.
a wedding anniversary in Curacao. Um, I have to go to Chicago in June for an event.
What? You
Yes.
didn't tell me you're doing all this travel, girl. That is incredible.
Yes, ma'am.
And one thing you didn't mention, and I saw your work, um, you did some work for attorney Ben Crump,
I did.
and it was so beautiful. It was
Thank you.
actually it was stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I mean, listen, you've come a long way and your clientele is just ooh, girl. I mean, like, yes.
Thanks.
Can I borrow a dollar?
No, seriously. And then the cool things you said about dropping gems. Don't be afraid to start, because I have my word of mouth has paid the bills for 3.5 years, has really done
Wow.
well. But now I'm meeting with business consultants to do that back end, that paperwork, having contracts in place, like not just going with the wind. Building a real web page that's not just like inquiry driven, getting that digital presence. So talent does make room for you, but
Yes.
be sure to before you go to try to stretch your territory, be
Yeah.
sure to go back and do those things that might have not been in your preliminary because you were booked.
Commercial time. So, have you all ever heard of RICE, the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs? Let me tell you something. Rice is what's up. It is a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs. And when I say one-stop shop, think about, for those entrepreneurs who want to do podcasts or to record some about their product. They want to do some type of recording. Rice has a podcast or a content studio. Rice also has like space for you to work if you are not brick and mortar, but you want to come to a place where everything is there. They have space where you can work, like workstations that you can leverage and utilize. They have conference rooms, they have a pitch deck room, they have a rooftop event space for those who may want to host an event on the rooftop. Rice provides workshops, they provide trainings, they have advisors, they have consultants. They also have businesses here that are actually a service to you. If you're in need of capital and you don't know which way to go, and you're thinking, I don't really want to go to a bank, I want a CDFI, that's right here at Rice. So I would say to you, if you don't know anything about the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs right here in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta, get online, check out Rice, and sign up today to come out and learn more.
Going back and doing what the paperwork,
Yes.
going back and getting that business funding, because I fund the business. So every time
Yeah.
I do have a Ben Crump event, and I do want to mention, I collabed with Third Row Events, that is a Black women-owned business, with that particular event. Support women-owned businesses.
Okay.
To go back and get the funding, go back and do the paperwork. I'm in school for business. I don't want to not know everything about business if I call myself an entrepreneur. So
There you go.
be willing to start, get your kinks out, get your talent out there, get a little notoriety, and then say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the plan. It's execution time.
I absolutely love it. I mean, and again, dropping the gems and making sure that the viewers, hear from somebody who is literally, you're walking this, you're living it, you're breathing it. And I so appreciate you. So,
Yes.
listen, guys, this has been an incredible, incredible time spent with Courtney. I am just, listen, my heart has I am just so happy, Courtney, to see
Amen.
you walk in like your truth and
Mhm.
walk in this level of leadership that you're at. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank
I
you.
cannot tell you. I mean, I can't tell you just how proud I am. It is so good to see you fly. It is so good to see you as this beautiful butterfly
Mhm.
continue to fly. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. The viewers, we have what's called the carry-on code, and it's just, and I know you've given some advice, but think of just something inspirational that you might want to say, or something to give encouragement to our viewers. And we're gonna wrap it up from here.
So, something that I taught my son as soon as was able to speak: life and death lies in the power of your tongue. Be careful with what you speak over your life. Be careful with what you come into agreement with. Be careful to speak life in what you're trying to see come to fruition, because all things are possible through Christ. Believe it. I know it to be true. You're looking at that scripture. If you've never opened the Bible, I'm telling you. Trust in the Lord, pray, and do what has to be done, not just for you, but for generations to come after you. We are the bloodline breakers. Go out and be great.
Wonderful. Everyone, thank you so much for joining today's episode of the Carry On Show. Listen, again, life may have its disruptions, but if you carry on and don't give up, you will see better days ahead. The one thing that you have to do is to make up in your mind that I'm not going to quit and I'm not going to give up. That's a wrap. See you next time on The Kerrion Show.